I would recommend this course to everybody. I think it's good for new agents like myself.
I wanted to learn the secret that all agents had, all successful agents had. And I got more than that.
Another day one. Monday, another day one. Start every single day as if it was your first day, and you'll be successful.
Signature!
Office, Roya, our associate broker, come on up. Grab the mic, come on. Gonna make call. Is this a surprise? Here you go. You got your own. Yeah, we have your own. It's not initialed or anything. Well, welcome, welcome everybody. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys. So welcome to Green Valley. We have some announcements this morning, and we are going to get it started with Mortgage Moments with Tony with some updates.
Pressure right away. Good morning, everyone. A couple of things I'd like to touch on this morning. Much has been made of our inventory numbers, and as we know, it's not as high as we'd like it to be. Latest report for July shows 7,554 units, down from 7,830 in June, so a slight drop. Currently, based on the June sales, I beg your pardon, based on the July sales of 2651, that gives us about 2.8 months of inventory, based on the most recent numbers. There is pent-up demand. I think we all know that. We all have clients that they're waiting on rates primarily. I understand that. My concern is that we do get a little help in rates. I think there's going to be a feeding frenzy for the existing properties. That's going to push up the values of the properties on the market, no doubt about it. The bottom line is, I think this is going to make it very hard for first-time home buyers to buy in the next year to 18 months. And I think we're going to see more of what's taking place in California, where you'll have family members, you'll have partners, you'll have spouses, etc., going on the loans so that people can qualify. So just prepare yourselves for that. It's coming. It's coming. Now, again, some of those factors might change. Don't know what's with values, but I do see that coming down the pike. There's no doubt about that. Just a word of caution. I guess that's just where we're at in our market. The other thing I'd like to touch on is with leads, again, encourage them to meet with the lender. I prefer to contact them. If you can meet face to face, that's ideal. But just to get over those initial concerns, we can discuss programs, anything that's on their mind at that point. Okay? We know what the red flags are. Oh, I don't have the money for the down payment. My credit's not good. Listen, we can address all of those. There's a time and a place. Usually the initial rejection means you've got to go back and revisit that down the road. But those things can be addressed. Okay? Any questions on any of that?
Yeah, when are rates going back to 3?
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. Might be a while, though.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
All right, so let's go right into needs and wants. Where did you want this? You don't want this? Yeah, needs and wants. Come on up, Tyson. Yeah, you got to come all the way up here. Sorry, Keith.
All right, so I actually have a cabin listed up in Duck Creek, Utah. I know they call it Little Vegas, so that's why I'm bringing it up here. It's listed at $599. It's 4 bedrooms, just over 2,100 square feet on half an acre. It's in a unique price range where usually what you have up there is basically you have nothing for $400,000 or you have properties that are 8, 9, up to $1 million. This is a perfect sweet spot to get like an amazing cabin. So if you guys want a cabin up there, or maybe you have clients that are looking at buying up there, just send me a message in the app.
Nice. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Who else? Come on up, Sherry.
And remember, while Sherry's coming up, remember what you guys are doing. You're thinking about your warm list, your hot list. This is that one more transaction you can do this year when you're thinking, hey, I've got a family that loves a vacation. It would make sense to go to Little Vegas, Cold Creek, and buy a place versus going around. That it would be their own permanent thing. Duck Creek, Cold Creek, whatever it's creek. We got ducks and creeks and colds and everything else. So wherever he just said that's what this is about. One more transaction, one more tag that you can put on that person on your list that would be looking for that kind of property, just like Sherry's going to say right now.
Thanks, Keith. I have actually 2. One is coming soon because the couple needs to own it for 2 years to be exempt from, little capital gains tax. So that's going to be coming on the market in the northwest area, like Cheyenne and what's the cross street? Walpi up there. And it's a 2,700 square foot. It's going to be around 500,000, 4 bedroom, small lot. Easy to take care of. It is a tiny little subdivision. House, it needs some stuff, but it's actually a really great little house. My other one is on the market. Just went live on Friday. It's almost 2,900 square feet. Original home owner from KB, 2002, built on a 9,000 square foot lot. Pebble Tech pool. They built a beautiful patio, covered the whole length of the house and a little of the corner, and a pergola. It's 4 bedrooms. Downstairs has formal living, dining, and a big, huge den, kitchen, great room, and another little room that does not have a closet. So it could be whatever you want it to be. And of course, there's still a loft and 4 bedrooms upstairs. It's a really nice house. And that's in the Sunrise Manor area, northeast. And that's it.
How much was that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. $565.
Very good. All right, awesome. Anyone else? Come on up, Nicole.
Yeah, sorry. So I have a listing that's going to be coming, and it's for somebody who is open to recognizing that there's some mold and needs a new roof, and we've got termites, and actually termites are eradicated. Old termites.
Turnkey, move in ready.
The seller understands, we will price accordingly, but if it's somebody looking for a renovation project, you're going to have to pull it out anyways. So it's a townhome, it's 2 bedroom, and it's in the Heritage South community off of near Flamingo. It's an adorable little townhouse community, non-gated. So it'll be in the low 200s.
Yeah.
Cool.
See, there you go. See how this works?
Awesome. Awesome. Conrad? What's across streets on Nicole? Nicole, what's across streets? She's going to find it. Go
I've got a beautiful home in Regency in Summerlin, 55 plus. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths. We are the lowest price in the community at $749. This home is turnkey. It looks brand new. They put in brand new luxury oak wide plank flooring. It's got updated backsplash, California cabinetry in the primary closet. Big lot, mountain views. The home is absolutely beautiful, and we're at $749.
All right, anyone else? Wants and needs? We do have a beautiful 5-bedroom in Inspirata, priced at $848. So if you guys have anybody that wants to live in Inspirata, it's got a beautiful pool, and it's perfect for you to move into. So we are on the market as well. So with that being said, Sherry, do you want to come up and talk a little bit about the Breast Cancer Foundation and things that we're doing, including the lunch and also the tickets, raffles, and everything? That would be awesome. Yay!
Yay. Okay, it's me again, Sherry KK with so much. American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer, and all of our wonderful things that we do. This is, I hope other people out there that are watching this that are new to Signature really need to know that every year Signature we do great fundraising for this organization. And but I have a great committee, and it's just blasting right now. So our first fundraiser that we're doing for this, we call ourselves the Tata Alliance, by the way, is a libation basket, and you can buy raffle tickets directly from me, from Kathy if you're at this office. If you're at this Southwest office, you can directly from Kayla. She's got the little pink box. The raffle tickets are $5 each, 6 for $25, 15 for $50, and 40 for $100. The raffle will be called at our fundraiser luncheon, September 30th. Oh, there's the thing. Here, is it better if I'm on this side? Okay. These baskets are phenomenal. This committee has worked very hard, and we have some great contributors that have made these baskets fantastic. They range in value from $250 to up to like $450. They're not a cheapy little poopy doop. They're very, that's my word, remember? But they're beautiful, and all this money directly goes to the American Cancer Society, and that's what we do. Okay, so that's our big company fundraising event, and then the other big thing that we're doing is the luncheon, and I urge you all to come to our luncheon. It's a beautiful, this is going to be the 3rd year that I've done this, and last year we doubled the amount of people, and I'd like to double it again, and it's a really fun event. We're having it at Besso Restaurant. It's $35. And we will have additional raffles there, and plus we're going to call off the libation raffle ticket winners as well. And $35 is a complete chicken lunch, Besso Restaurant on Buffalo at Peace. You can do all these things as well. If you wanted to donate money, if you want to buy tickets, raffle tickets, tickets to the luncheon, we're doing it all on Zelle and Venmo. Bill Oliver, you look up Bill Oliver, you can do it right through him. And we keep track of who's purchased the luncheon tickets. Someone was asking me that today. And we keep track of that, and of course we keep track of the people that buy the raffle tickets. You know, this is I have also, if anybody's interested, I do have an app I can send you. I just send the little app to my friends, the American Cancer Society, and people can donate money right on that app. It's a really great little tool. And us as realtors, you know, it's good to know and keep our clients informed that we are real people. We're not just salespeople. We're involved in our community, and our company is. The third thing, actually there's another thing after this, but the third fundraiser we do, is the bake sale. And we've been doing that every year for like, gosh, a lot of years. I don't even know, 10 years or something. And it's at the Southwest office on October 3rd. I have flyers here and everywhere. They're all over the place. If you need anything, you can always contact me. Bake sale is from 9 in the morning till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon at Southwest office. I urge anybody to bring goodies. We'll sell them or come and buy. It's a great event. We do it the same day as an office meeting, October 3rd. And the fourth thing is the actual walk itself. I do have flyers in the works. They haven't been printed yet, but it is October 22nd. It's a great signature event. We really do need you to let me know you're going to attend, because our lovely broker owner, Brandon, is providing the shirts. And so to get a number for the shirts, you got to register for the walk. We start at Lazy Dogs downtown Summerlin at 7:30 in the morning, And the walk, I think, starts at 8:30, but we gather to get shirts and, you know, say good morning and all that. Then after the walk, we usually go ahead and have a lovely brunch at Lazy Dogs, and it's a lot of fun, and it's all for a good cause. So if you're interested in just doing the walk, come and join us. It's a great signature event, okay?
Thank you, Sherry. Great stuff. She works very hard on this program every year, so make sure you guys are in attendance if you can, at least hit one of the events. Also, just a couple announcements before I bring Janet up. Don't forget, on Thursday morning, we have our prospecting workshop here, so if you have not RSVP'd, please RSVP so we have a head count for breakfast. So far, we have a great turnout. I think we have about 15 to 20 people coming, so it's a great place for you guys to do some role playing, get on the phones. We're all going to be on the phone, so you'll hear myself, Tyson will be on the phone, Keith's going to be on the phone. No pressure.
At some point.
Anyway, so definitely be in attendance if you can this morning. It's going to be at 8:30 on Thursday morning. And don't forget, Andrew's doing the Reset Mindset on the evenings, I think starting September 6th. We only have 9 spots left, so please, please, please give them a call through the app and make sure that you guys are in attendance for that. Anything else? And then Janet, come on up. It's all you. Yay!
Okay, well, Sherry and Roy has stole most of my stuff. I just want to remind you, if you need CE, remember you need 36 hours this renewal period. And we have so many people showing up 2 days before their license is due to be renewed, and they have no CE. You need 36 hours. Anyway, there is a CE class tomorrow. It's going to be via Zoom, so the hours are different. It's 9 to noon. 9 to noon, and it will be on the residential appraisal process. Register online at signatureschoolenvy.com so you can get the material and the Zoom link. And the only other thing I want to say is if you signed up for the MLS Tech Forum on Wednesday, September 30th at the Orleans, all day, 8:30 to 4, you will not be disappointed. If you did not, yesterday was the last day to sign up, but I've been going to this for years, and by like 11 o'clock in the morning, there are all these people who have paid their money, and their bag of goodies is still sitting on the table because they haven't shown up. So you might just call and get on a standby list, because I practically guarantee you'll get in the door, and it's well worth your time. And then the other thing I want you to put on your calendar is our annual company picnic, Friday, September the 22nd, from 5 to 8 at the Hills Park on, I can't remember the name of the street, Hillsboro, Hillwood. It's right there in Hill Point. Thank you, Allie. It's on Hill Point, across the street from the Jewish synagogue and between an elementary school and a junior high school. And we have the big reserved covered area. Bring your family. It's a dog. More people do bring their dogs than bring their kids. 5 to 8. The only other thing I'm going to say is, and I didn't say this, there is no alcohol allowed in the park. So if you want alcohol, you'll have to be very discreet. I didn't say that. So, and that's all I have. And next Tuesday we'll be next Tuesday our office meeting will be virtual. Thank you.
Yay, Janet. Just like the alcohol, virtual alcohol. Yay, Janet. Yay, Roy. Lead gen. What does lead gen mean to you guys? Remember, this is interactive. Remember, we went through this last time. We know what that means. Should we repeat what we did last time? When I ask a question, you can actually answer out loud. How does that sound? Yeah, 3 people listened last week, and so let me do that again. When I ask a question out loud, you can all answer out loud. How does that sound? Great. See, there was a question, and then answer out loud. See how that works? No, you guys are all looking at me like, no, this isn't, right? So also we want people online. We want people interacting online. So when we ask a question like I just did, what does lead gen mean? We want you inputting it from online as well. How does that sound online? Anybody online answering, or are they all sleeping too? Energy level is low. Maybe we need to get you guys to stand up. Chris, come on up. So what does lead gen mean to you guys? Generating leads, money. There you go, Conrad, money. What else does it mean? Connecting. What else? Shout out, just shout out. What else? Lead gen. More business. What? Marketing strategies, okay. What else? Prospecting. Then we're going to talk about the prospecting event here a little bit too with that. So what methods are there? What do you do to make, actually bring up the first one, Beta. The first conversion ratios. Oh, not Dave Sanders. Oh, it's like, what do you guys do to lead gen? Open house? Who else? Mailers. What else? Phone calls. What else? What kind of phone calls? What kind of texts? The first, it says conversion ratios. It says conversion ratios on the front. What else? What kind of texts? What kind of calls? Nice ones. What kind of texts? What kind of calls? What kind of, what text? What are you saying in your text? Who are you texting? Previous clients. There you go. What are you saying to your previous clients? It would be, it's right at the top, conversion ratios. I think it says part 1. It was email. Anyway, all right, we'll move on from that one. That worked out well, Chris, didn't it? The point in the conversion, NAR, we'll find it later. NAR has conversion ratios. I'll just read a couple of these. Cold, direct mail. Somebody said direct mail, right? You got to send 2,000 pieces of direct mail to get one client. Cold internet leads. Who does clickbait? Who does all that stuff? 1,600 to 1. Cold phone solicitation. Who does that? Which is also somewhat illegal, by the way. But Tyson, you're not that good looking, but you're way too pretty for prison. So just keep that in mind. Exactly. That one isn't as bad. That's 500 to 1. So you can turn through 500 calls pretty quick, right? Going down, open houses. Somebody said open house, right? 15 to 1. 15 open houses. 15 contacts. 15 people. So these are contacts. These are people that you talk to at an open house. So you talk to them in an open house. That could be hello, how are you? That's it, right? And then 15 to 1. Door knocking. Door knocking was on here too. I wanted to get that one. 100 to 1. Who door knocks? Anybody door knocks? How many doors do you need to knock on before you get to talk to one person? 100? 5 or 6, maybe 7. So that's 700 doors before you get there. You can do the math. Somebody said past clients, right? Past buyers, 9 to 1. Past sellers, 4 to 1. What do you think is the best? Which ones do you think is the highest? Chris? 3 to 2. 3 referrals, you get 2 clients out of it. So the point is, when you go through those, so there you go. See, I knew it was up there. So there they are, and I've got those for me. That's from NAR. That's what they do it. So Chris, I know you have your dirty dozen. What do you focus on, or whatever you call it? Whatever your foundation of pillars of strength.
First off, if Keith ever asks you to come participate in a meeting, just say no, because you actually have no idea what he's tying you into until you get here. So
that's what makes it special,
right? I created a coaching group this year for my coaching program. We have a number of amazing coaches here at Signature. Reach out to any of the branch managers or office managers to find out about it. But so I created my group to kind of look at a seasoned professional, an agent who has been in the business for a period of time. And what I always kind of notice is that agents have been in the business 10, 15 years, and they don't work their database. They don't call their past clients. They don't do any type of real prospecting because they've gotten kind of complacent. I used to make a joke in real estate, and it wasn't that funny, but I thought it was, that I'm kind of like the Cher of real estate. Now, I don't look anything like her, but if you remember Cher's history, she's reinvented herself a number of times, and Keith is my Sonny Bono. But the whole point of it is that real estate agents...
Which apparently means I crashed into the tree.
Real estate agents usually get to a point where they kind of burn out. Like you see an agent that does, open houses, and they're tired of lugging around those signs. And when you get in their car and they go over a speed bump, you hear it go, whoop, right? And then you see the agents that do door knocking. And they're out there when it's 115 outside, and they're in a suit, and they're knocking on doors, and you kind of see them. They're just deflated and upset and angry at the world. And they have to kind of, reinvent themselves. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of highlight a group of 12 agents and go through every single thing that you used to do when you were excited and brand new, right? So let me ask you, when you were brand new at real estate, and those that are right now, you have the best answers, what did you do then? What was your favorite way to lead gen when you first started? Throw out an answer. Open houses. Why did you pick open houses? Just someone told you to? Some guy up here told you to? So open houses are extremely simple to figure out, right? You put up some signs, you unlock the door, and you hold it, right? Is that really as simple as it is? Technically, it is that easy. You could go to any listing. You should let the person know that you're actually going to be there. And I'm not saying just pick any listing anywhere, but technically all you need is a house, right? So when I was a kid, my father didn't believe in buying me toys. And so I had this game. These are the jokes, and some people laugh. I get it. I had this game. I had a box and a string and a little stick and some bread. And I would put it in the backyard, and we had pigeons because, Las Vegas has a lot of pigeons. And I would put this up, and the whole goal was to catch a pigeon, right? I wasn't going to hurt it or do anything. It was just the fact of doing it, right? I was an okay kid, believe me. I never caught a pigeon, not once. And so, but this game was entertaining for hours, and the whole thing was, all I needed was the box and the bread. And so open houses are simple because all you need is that listing and the signs, and clients will show up. What else did you do as a new agent that was exciting? Okay, so Andrew said he called everybody he knew. Why were you willing to do it when you were brand new? Okay, so he said it was an easy thing for me to let them know I'm a realtor. It was an easy thing for me to let them know, do they have any wants and needs to buy or sell a house? Why do people not want to call their friends and family when they get their license? They don't want to bother them. So you picked a sales business not to bother people. Okay. So I assume that they already know because I post on Facebook every day how great I am as a realtor. They must know I'm a realtor, right? Because that's what I see new agents do all the time. But why else do you not tell them? I'm embarrassed. Now that's actually the answer I was looking for because many people are actually embarrassed that they're in a sales job. Just a show of hands, and I'm not going to point at anybody specifically. Anyone here ever sell anything else other than real estate? Okay. Anyone here sell phone service or vitamins or candles or items you can't tell the public about, right? The whole point is your friends and family have been, right? I didn't out you. Your friends and family have been told that you sell something, and so they jump on the bandwagon, and you sold them something that they didn't really enjoy. And so now at that point, you're embarrassed to tell them you're selling something else. Do you remember when you first got into real estate, what did you think of realtors? They were annoying, right? There were used car salesmen, and below them were realtors. And I'm pleased to say with a number of good past presidents, we've been able to elevate ourselves above used car salesmen. But do you know a realtor out there that really shouldn't be a realtor? Right? You've met that person and done a deal with them? There's at least one. Okay. Well, the whole point is when you're brand new, you just don't really know what you don't know. And so you're willing to do whatever somebody tells you to go and try. And so a lot of times you get really amped up, you call your database, you do it the one time, and you hope forever they will remember you're in real estate. Okay, now I'm going to pick on a seasoned agent. Who here in the room as a seasoned agent receives half of their business from past clients? Past clients. Okay, so pretty much everyone that has been in the business for a period of time raised their hand. Why is that? Really? I've met most of you people, and I don't know that that's the answer. You stay in touch with them, but do you call them every single month? Oh, email. Okay. Newsletter. And you're changing lives every day with a newsletter? Okay, cool. I'm being facetious with Ellie because I've gotten his newsletter. It's
go to
fantastic.
customer service calls, Beta. I think it's number 2.
So the whole point about this email is why do we defer to email instead of us actually getting on a phone? Do you even write the email? Do you write the email? Do you make your own newsletter? No, you have a service that does it? See, my whole point of this is that what I noticed is that as I got further and further in the business, I did less and less and less, but my business stayed about the same. And what's concerning to me is, should I do less? If you were running any other business and doing anything else, would you work harder as you went down the road or not? Do you really think that people can succeed pretty easily in real estate and not have to work that hard?
Even if they work the same.
I mean, let's be honest. Who here works 40 hours a week? Not one person who's employed here raised their hand except for Janet. I would argue that most of the time in my real estate career, when I wasn't getting paid to show up as a manager, I probably worked about 2 hours a day. Because the work that I did was what? What was my real job? It was lead generation. My real job every day wasn't about the listing I took or the buyer I was showing property to or about the transaction and doing the paperwork and filling out the purchase agreement, which when you're brand new, a purchase agreement takes a whole day. And when you're seasoned, you'll get around to it at some point, right? My whole job was to come in this office every day and lead gen for buyers and sellers. My whole job was to go and hold an open house to meet a client. My whole job was to put together material and send it out. And what I noticed as I went through that progression, I did less and less and less, but my business income stayed the same. If I would have only done more, I would probably own my own island right now like Tom Hanks. But I didn't. And it was because I chose not to. I chose that I could do a simpler path because no one was standing over me saying, you have to. My bills were paid. Everyone in my family was smiling, so I was okay. So my point of this is that when you were brand new, the things that worked then that generated your business will still work now. If every month Ellie called his entire database, first off, his first question is, well, what am I going to tell him? What would you tell him? What do we do for the first 10 minutes of this meeting after Tony? We talked about properties, right? How often do real estate agents really tell consumers about real estate and about properties? Really? See?
So my question is this. When they do find out you're in real estate, and this is 100% of the time, when they find out you're in real estate, what do they ask? And this could be somebody you just got done meeting. What do they ask? So why in the world would we ever sell anything? Why would you ever lead into, hey, I'm a realtor. Do you know anybody that would like to buy or sell a house? If I came at you like that, how would you react? How would you react?
I don't know.
How would you react? You'd be like, right? I just walked onto a used car lot. What happens when you walk on a used car lot? You're barraged by about 14 people that come out and do what? And how do you react? So my point is, why would you ever sell? And that's why most people don't call, is because they're afraid of selling. So my point is, stop selling and stop giving information. Start giving things of value. And if you're nervous about calling or if you're nervous about talking to someone, there's your customer service. Everybody under contract, every active buyer, every active want-to-be seller, every active person that's in your warm list, you should be calling every day and talking about one of those things. If you've got a person under contract, a buyer is an example, and you just call them up to say, hey, you know what, I want to give you an update. There is no update. How's the family? You are engaged with someone that is at the highest point of their reticular activation system. They are on fire. They hear everybody out there within range of who's going to buy and sell. And so when's the most important time for them, or when's the most effective time for you to get a referral from them, which is 3 to 2. 3 to 2. When is the most effective time? When they're in the moment. Larry Kendall calls it in heat.
In heat.
They're in heat. When they're under contract, they're in heat. They hear and see everything. So stop making it about you. Make it about them. Give them the value. And that removes the fear. That removes the fear of the whole thing, too. Because Chris is absolutely right. Go back to the bedrock, and you're there.
So to the point of what to sell, what I notice a lot of times is Tyson just today talked about a property that he took as a listing. He came up to a group of people that could help him sell that listing, and he told them all about it. And my whole point was, that's your entire database. Your database is full of people that have worked with you, they've succeeded with you, maybe they've failed with you once or twice if you were here in 07, but the whole point is these people want to connect with what you're saying, and they follow you. And when you have a client that has been satisfied and happy with the closing that they had, now they're vested with you. And the whole thing is, a lot of people miss the point of, why do I have a database? I don't have a database because I need to have 1,000 people here. I have a database so that I can connect with different networks of people. Every single one of those people is an ambassador for me to another group. Do you have that one client in your database that you know will tell every single person about you in real estate? How often do you talk to that person? Right? My aunt, by the way, I'm from a real estate family. My mother, my stepdad, my wife, all of the kids, they're all in real estate, right? So whenever a family member decides to buy or sell, it's a fight. And then Thanksgiving is a real war zone, okay? But my aunt became my amazing database person. She was a charge nurse. If you've ever met a charge nurse at any hospital, don't get in their way. But my aunt would go around and forcibly tell people that they're gonna use me to help buy or sell. Forcibly tell people. I mean, it was the best thing in the world. I've sold more nurses' houses than you could ever imagine, and they were forced into it by her, right? But my point is, that relationship was built because her and I talked every single month, and I told her what I needed and what I was doing. I would just call her up and say, hey, Aunt Kathy, I've got this listing I just took. It's an amazing property. It's over here and blah, blah, blah. And I would put it on Facebook, and she would share it. You guys definitely remember Todd, who was here. Todd and I had a real estate team together. And here's how funny this is. He took a listing. It was on our Facebook page. And my aunt went and took that listing and shared it. Another person, his aunt, went on the same website, took the listing and shared it, and my aunt and his aunt were best friends and we didn't know it. Right? But we would have known it if we would have connected with more of our base. But that's the whole point. Everyone that you know and everyone in your database is connected with other people that are the opportunity for you to do more business. And so the whole thing I see with all of this is, who here really wants to go out and door knock?
Post-closing sales.
Who here really wants to do an open house? It's too hot, right? Okay, one person in the back, thank you. Who here really wants to cold call? Because some of it's illegal. You want cold call?
No. I also think that, like, because we're in such a transient state, that we have, like, a lot more opportunities for these referrals because they don't really know anybody else. You know, like, they're kind of, like, for instance, I got somebody, like, Doug Mayfield called me. He doesn't know anybody else as a realtor. Sorry. He doesn't know anybody else as a realtor. So because we are the first point of contact when they move to the state, a lot of time by default, unless you're absolutely, like, atrocious, they're going to call you at some point and just say, hey, look, I remember you helped me before. Could you help me with this? So don't sleep on that because you do get a lot of business from people that are out of state, and they'll be your repeat customers forever.
Now, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying don't ever door knock, don't ever cold call, don't ever do open houses, but I am saying do it with a purpose. My whole goal behind doing open houses, and by the way, that's how I started my business, was so I could build a database of people that would trust me. And after a certain point, when I had enough people in that group started to become all of the business that I really needed. And from that point, the only open houses and things I did were on my listings, right? Were on my listings from my properties that I got from my referral database to make that one more deal. I get a lot of agents all the time that says, well, what am I gonna do? You cold call a list of 100 people and 50 people answer. Do you ever call that list again? Brandon just held his academy, and this is how funny it is. Brandon held his academy, and on the table was a list of leads, and these are leads that people were calling. And when I went into the first week, he handed them out and gave them to all the people in the academy, and they took them, and they called them, and they found out the numbers that worked and the people that were there, and they were shifting for gold. You know, that one listing that was going to say, yes, today I'll take it. And then guess what I saw in the trash can that day? All of those lists were in the trash can with all of those notes and things that are on them. Wouldn't it have been more value to take that list and find the 5 people that actually answered and to keep them and to call them multiple times throughout the year, right? It's just the whole thing of we don't kind of think of it full circle because we get so consumed about the fact that we've got to do something today. What are we really doing it for?
And cold calling and the rest of it, like you just said, and we're going to have Roy talk about her prospecting stuff. Cold calling with a purpose. And my purpose when I've got my clients in there, my purpose to have them cold call, and I do have them cold call, is to make them uncomfortable. Because we can get comfortable in life, and I think that's what happens a lot of times, especially when agents that get rolling, they get their GCI goals hit, they get all these things hit, and then they become comfortable and they start to coast a little bit. And that's when they need to get shook, that they need to get uncomfortable in their lives. So we will do cold calling with those guys. We will do, they've done door knocking. I don't, but they do. They've gone door knocking just to make themselves uncomfortable and get them back into kind of the unstuckness. I've talked to 4 agents in the last week that are searching for life, searching for answers, and every one of them said the one word, unstuck. They were stuck. They're trying to get unstuck. And you can do that by being uncomfortable in life. 88% of buyers don't ever hear from their buyer's agent again. 88% of buyers never hear from their buyer's agent again. These are post-closing calls that you can do. Every one of them has a purpose. Every one of them has something that you should be doing with every one of your post-close. Buyers and sellers, making sure that you're talking to both of those to make sure you're tracking and keeping them in flow and stuff.
Let me end with
then
my
go to the
part,
next one.
So Roy can come up. 3 things I'm going to leave you with. If you're going to restart your business today, right? You've decided that you need that push. You need to do it differently. Number 1, don't wait another month to create a database. I see agents 20 years in the business that never formally created one, and that's 20 years of missed opportunity, right? So start today. Go back through all of those numbers. Like Andrew said, call all of those wonderful people and tell them, hey, yes, for the last 20 years I've been a realtor, and now I'm telling you about it. Second thing you should be doing, you should have an active hunting activity every single day for at least 2 hours of your workday. What do I mean by hunting activity? I mean something that you're going to go out and see the prey, get it, and eat today, right? So hunting could be anything like cold calling, door knocking, open houses, anything that is aggressive. An open house where you just put a sign up and do nothing else is not an aggressive activity. An open house that you door knock the entire community, you cold call the entire community, you email or host something in the community.
Spend the night in their yard.
Spend a night in their yard. No, don't do that. I'm just telling you from experience, don't do that. The third thing I'm going to leave you with is have a passive activity such as farming. One of the reasons why a lot of people select a real estate agent is because they see your presence in the community. And so there's probably a piece of Las Vegas that you really like, a community that you work, a community that you live in, maybe the best listing you ever had or the easiest deal you ever had. Pick that community and become the neighborhood expert for that area. Now, when you say that you're the neighborhood expert, and Janet will tell you this, when I question you about the community, you should have the answers for me, right? And by the way, I'm going to tell you a quick story and then I'm going to get off the stage. A couple of years ago, now probably a decade ago, I was farming a community over off of Sahara and Cimarron. The community only had 40 homes. Beautiful homes. Their price range went from $600,000 to about $1 million, different square footages. And so I decided that no matter what happens, I had sold a home in that community. For the next 10 years, I'm going to prepay for all my postcards. I'm going to send them 2 postcards every month. It's only 40 homes. How much could it be? And I'm going to set everything up, and I'm just going to do it. And so after about the first year, I got nothing. Not one phone call, not one care. No one would even take my cards and send them back and put funny things on them. I got nothing. And then I got a call from this lady. And she goes, "Are you the neighborhood expert?" And I said, "Well, yes, ma'am, I am." And she goes, "Well, that's crap because I live in the neighborhood and I'm a realtor. And I've never seen you sell a home in here." And I said, "Well, actually, there's only been 8 sales and I had 2 of them. How many have you had?" And she says, "Well, I bought the house I live in." I said, "Okay, well, so far I'm more of an expert than you might be, but what do you think of my mailers, right?" And she says, "I'm telling you right now, it's a waste of your money. You'll never get a listing in this community." I said, "Okay, fair enough." We hung up. The next week, I kid you not, the next week a guy calls me up and he says, "Are you the neighborhood expert?" And I figured it was her husband. And I said, "Well, yes, I am." And he says, "Well, I've had my home listed for the last year and it hasn't sold, and I'd like you to take the listing." Now, imagine getting a phone call where someone says, "I want you to come take my listing," not like, "I want to interview you," right? And he goes, "How much do you charge?" And I said, 7%. And he goes, wow, that's a lot. It's way more than my current agent charges. And I said, well, how has the last year been for you? He says, fair point. So he comes to my office and he signs the contract. There's no questions, there were no problems. And I started my marketing. I sent out 7 just listed cards. I sent 7 to one house for the lady who told me I'd never get a listing. I sent them right in a row. I'm not kidding, I sent them right in a row because there were only 40 people there, right? The next week I sell that house. And it wasn't because I'm special, it wasn't anything else, it was just the right marketing, the right pricing, the whole thing, the home sells. And I got my commission. And so because of the fact that I was doing my activities, because I was working my farm, I got a $28,000 commission check. And by the way, I did send 10 just sold cards, 10 to the same lady again. It was the best feeling I've ever had in an agent doing that. But the whole point was work your database, have an active hunting activity, and create a farm. And thank you very much for your time.
Wouldn't that have been a better story if you'd have said, I had a guy call me and say, I want to sell my house. I'm divorcing my wife who's a realtor, and she just talked to you yesterday. That would have been even better, right? Hey, we got and this is what he's talking about with hunting. What's up there now? Actively searching. That's what we talk about when the wants and needs. Focus on that stuff. What happens when you focus on something? One more time. What happens when you focus on something? It expands, right? So it solidifies. So these are the things, when you hear those things, increase in family, decrease in family, divorce, getting married, getting divorced, all of those things. When you're actively engaged in your database, when you're actively engaged in talking to your people, and more important, listening to them, asking a question and then shutting up and listening, you're going to hear these things. You can go to the next one too, Beta. The next one is all of these things as well. These people probably will buy. There should be another one. There's another one from that one. Well, he's looking for that one. I've got 150 ways to build your database. Send me an email, shoot me a text, we'll get it out to you. It's too much to go through on this one. It's on there right now, but we'll send that out to you. You need at least 200 people in your database, 200 people at a minimum. And I'm talking about people that you know. More importantly, that they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And then your job is to remain in flow with them, and that means reaching out to them. Ellie's sending out a newsletter, doing something quarterly. You need to stay in contact with them. How many people have had someone that they know and they like, that you know and you like, and that they've done some business with somebody else? Anybody? Am I the only one that's ever happened to? I'm the only one that's ever happened to, right? Yeah. Right? How do you feel? Whose fault is it? I guarantee you, when you go back and look, there was something in there that you lost touch with them, that you lost value to them. And so they used someone else. Don't let that happen to you. This is, especially in this market with these transactions, way too tough. Roya, come on up and talk to us about your prospecting.
Okay, hi. So prospecting. Basically, I mean, everybody said everything that I was going to say. So I really just think that it just depends on you, right? So it depends on what you're comfortable doing. What's going to, you have to be the one that's in the driver's seat when you're doing the calls. And I love phone calls. That's my thing. I love doing networking because I had the Chamber of Commerce background, so I've been to a lot of networking events. So those are things that I really enjoy doing. I think the key to all of this is just consistency. You have to stay consistent every day on your programs and whatever you have going on to be able to be successful. One of the things actually that I learned from Chris a while ago, and actually this is something that I would encourage all of you guys, if you guys are like brand new in the business, take this moment to really take time to kind of build your database, because this is something that I have never done. I always just had a whole bunch of different, things going on, like 5 or 6 different platforms to work with. Now it's all kind of honed in. I have a wonderful teammate that's helping me. She's been kind of going through different things. We've kind of been making sure that all of our people that are in the system that shouldn't be in the system kind of got purged or got called or something. And now we have a solid. So we went from 8,900 down to 800. I think, yeah. So that's great. So that's what you want to do. That's where the money's at. That's really what your legacy is going to be when you leave real estate and who you're going to hand it off to. That's something that we've been working really hard on. So sphere of influence, very important. And most importantly, like this is like, take this home. When you go into doing prospecting, whether it's phone calls, door knocking, networking, whatever it is, it's super important that you guys, I lost my train of thought, super important that you guys do something. So just like, I'll get back to you with that. Consultative, more of a consultative approach. So like we don't really sell anymore. It's more of us just kind of doing a consultative approach. Hey, this is what's going on in the market. These are things going on. Did you see what's going on with your neighbor? Did you happen to notice that what's on the market right now in your neighborhood? This is going to be an easy way for you to get that conversation going, and it's a super easy way for them to accept your phone call. You barely ever will get a hang up for that. So that's really all I have
And
to
that's
say.
what I want you to delve into. So when you're talking about prospecting, you're talking about cold calling, you're talking about whatever calling you're doing, delve into that from that standpoint. No, Roya, you delve it. Yeah. What's your messaging? Because that's what I wanted to talk about is what is your message? Because I think you just hit it out of the park with that last statement. Is be a consultant, not a salesman, because you're going to get hung up on if you're a salesman. You can feel, right? When you get a telemarketing call, you can just feel it, can't you? You can feel the shower that's needed on the other end of that line, right? That's a lot funnier than you guys are letting on to, right? That's a lot funnier. You can just feel it. You can just feel the desperation. You can feel it. Have you ever been in a transaction with an agent that you just know has to have this thing closed because that agent is in dire financial straits? Anybody?
Yeah,
Is
well,
there-
lots of times. They'll tell you.
A lot of times they'll say, shit, I don't care what we got to do to get this thing sold. I got to get this thing done because the dogs are barking. They
won't do an extension because they have to make a mortgage payment.
Can't do an extension because I have to make my mortgage payment. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's called commission breath. You can smell the desperation. Don't think that your clients can't smell the same commission breath. Don't think that they can't say it. And so that's what I loved about that is tell me about the messaging. What are you messaging? How are you conveying on a cold call, prospecting call, not selling, consulting? What's the message like?
So basically everybody has their scripts. Obviously, you have a script to follow and you have a script to go through, and that's it's a good way for you to start. I always just kind of just open it up and talk a little bit about the neighborhood. Hey, listen, I know that you're, if it's a sphere of influence, hey, I know that you live at 123 Main Street. I know that we put you, you bought the house about 2 or 3 years ago. Wanted to kind of give you an update on what's going on in your neighborhood, just in case you wanted to know. And I can also send you some material as well, and I can also follow that up with a physical come by and kind of talk to you a little bit in person. Honestly, they will never, ever hang up. They will never say no to that information. They want to know what the value is. Don't forget, this is the largest investment anyone will pretty much make in their lifetime. So you're the expert. You're doing them a favor by calling. You're not a pesky little salesperson. I was going to say car, but I don't want to say that because cars are good too. And so you have to remember to just kind of stay in that kind of a frame of mind, and that's really what's going to help excel you to the next step. I have a huge telemarketing background because I did telemarketing all throughout college and manage 150 people. And I'm telling you, the assumptive close, hey, listen, I can stop by Tuesday or Wednesday, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock work for you. These are little things you can take home, and they always are receptive to that. So really, the consultative approach for me wasn't ninja selling. I do enjoy ninja selling. If you have not gotten the book or audio, do that. I'm sure we'll teach a class at some point again. It was an excellent class. And it's just a great way for you to kind of approach different conversations on a more consultative basis and not really sales. And if you need a little bit of help with that or how to formulate a conversation, come talk to any of the brokers, and we'd be happy to kind of help you kind of get those phone calls going. But mostly come on Thursday, because that's really what we're doing. We're doing the role plays. We're going to sit down with you. You're going to be comfortable. We're all in the same boat together, so don't be worried about how you sound. Trust me, you're already ahead because you're making the phone call. You're already way ahead of the person sitting next to you who isn't making that phone call. So do it.
And you got scripts, right? You got
Scripts,
scripts?
yep, scripts,
So what's your
role-playing.
opening? Give us your opening. Role play with Tyson. He's one of your role players, right?
Actually, Tyson
Or make
should be
Tyson
role
do
playing.
that. Yeah, that's
come
what I mean.
on.
Tyson, come
Come
up.
on,
and-
Tyson.
You're calling.
Tyson,
You're calling Roya.
woo!
You're calling Roya.
Oh, great. All right, so in reference, who are you?
She's Roya. She's Roya. Well, I don't care who you call. You call whoever you want. You're just wasting time right now, calling whoever you want to call. Yeah. Who are you guys calling? Expireds? Or are you calling expireds? Or who do you call? Who do you guys call?
Pretty much everything. So, of course, it's going to start out like, ring, ring. Hey, this is Tyson with Signature Real Estate. I was calling because XYZ. I was calling because, as you probably know by now, your house has come off the market, and I was calling to see when you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of getting it sold this time.
What kind of reactions do you get?
Actually, so people kind of seem to get in their head that when they're cold calling people, they're all angry and they're all going to tell you to, go yourself. But it's really not like that. You'd be surprised at how many genuine conversations. And I actually take the same approach as Roya, is I come from a place of how can I help you? You're in a very frustrating position. I'm not trying to sell or come after you to try and just take this listing. I'm calling to see if I can help. So when you do that, you actually get really good responses. Usually it ends up in a conversation of why it didn't sell. And then sometimes they're like, hey, no, we pulled it off the market. My job offer in Mississippi is no longer there, so we're staying. Or, hey, this is what happened, well, maybe I can help. So that's usually how that goes.
Thank you, Tyson. That was great. I mean, honestly, just get it going like that. He does it all the time, every day. It does it. What is it? Mondays and Thursdays? I keep forgetting the days.
So, yeah, we do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Of course, we won't be doing it this Thursday because we're going to be actually here. But come in. It's, again, you don't have to. Oh, yeah, in the Spanish Ridge office, 8:30 to 12. We do role playing, and then we have scripts, we have phone numbers and everything. And it's really not, you don't have to come in and do the cold calling, the expireds, the for sale by owners. We will have that available. But if you just want to come in and, call through your database or call through your contacts, past clients and everything, we have people doing that. We have people that come in and they won't touch a cold call, but they're sitting for 3 hours talking to their clients. They're getting leads. They're taking listings. So we'll be there so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8:30 to 12 at the Spanish Ridge office, except this Thursday, we will be actually here.
That's perfect. And so you guys definitely need to be there. And just remember, we're a resource for you, just like you should be a resource for your clients. So when you become a resource to them, you're invaluable. They're never going to get rid of you. So when you take that conversation that Tyson just had, you parlay it to say, how's everything going with the house? Anything that you need? Can I send, maybe you can give them 3 or 4 referrals for handymen. Here comes Tyson. Okay, good.
So this reminds me, I actually started listening, because I don't actually read books anymore, but I started listening to one called Pick Up the Phone and Sell. And he has this great approach. He just says, make 3 to 5 proactive phone calls a day to people who like, know, and trust you. And all he says is, hey, I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Is there anything that you're working on that I can help with? Yeah, and so it could just be like, and they probably think about it in regards to real estate, and they could bring up something, or just anything, but just a simple, hey, I just wanted to see if there's anything that you're working on that I could help with.
I need a landscaper. I've been trying to paint. I don't have a good, contractor. Do you have some ideas?
One of the things that I have done some cold calling in the past, very little of it, but one thing that I did is I actually thanked them for answering. First words out of my mouth were, Tyson, thank you for answering. It's very kind of you. Most people don't answer anymore. What does that do? It changes the dynamic in their eyes and their feelings of, first of all, they'll scream at me later, but thank you for answering. That's very kind of you. That doesn't happen a lot. I'm Keith with Signature Real Estate. I'll throw that out last. I get them to relax a little bit. If you go to fine restaurants, that's how they engage you. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Lunsford. You look very nice tonight. How are you doing tonight? I'm Janice. I will be your server tonight, right? Those are the ways they do this. So, all right? Good stuff. Like you said, yeah? Yeah?
That dialers are actually becoming less and less. And let me tell you why.
Dialers?
Dialers, like Mojo and other.
You had that West
options.
Virginia thing in there. Is it dialers or dialers?
Oilers, oil. But this is the reason why. How many of you guys get calls every single day on your phone and you hear that bloop? And you hang up. I'm telling you, this is coming back. And when I mean that's coming back from reading the article, and I believe it, dial your own number now, because the connection rate is becoming higher and higher when you do that, because people hear in those systems, bloop, and they immediately disengage and cut off.
It's true. Great meeting. Signature. Go out and get her. Good stuff.